This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Let's play B-Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. B-Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! B-Migs, you're a loser. It is time to beat Migs, but it's Thursday, so let's get cracking. Release the Kraken. Yes, bloosh. Release that Kraken.
You know it.
Yeah, have some fun out there, Squid Squad.
Yep.
Let's get to our contestant. We got Rachel in Linwood. Rachel, are you there?
I am here.
Excellent. Woo! All right, Steve, get out of here. Goodbye. For those playing at home, Rachel will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Rachel, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Nice. What year in the late 2000s did Google first release the Chrome web browser?
08, 09, 10.
08, yes. Who played the title character in the mid-90s movie Jerry Maguire?
Tom Cruise?
Yes. What is the name of cartoon character Charlie Brown's dog?
Snoopy.
Yes. Hank Aaron was famous for playing what sport?
Baseball?
Yes. There are 168 of what unit of time in 1 week?
Minute?
No.
Hour.
Yes. The 50s sitcom I Love Lucy aired on what network?
NBC?
No.
ABC?
No.
CBS?
Yes. Which ocean is Fiji located in?
Pacific?
Yes. For the TV show, what does the N stand for in NCIS?
Navy?
No.
National?
No.
Pass.
The nickname for the first Tacoma Narrows Bridge was Galloping what?
Gertie.
Yeah, and Rachel gets 8 out of 10.
Nice score, Rachel.
That is a really good score
Thank
right
you.
there.
We'll see if it's enough.
Yes. I mean, it should be, but I mean, Steve surprises us all the time.
Yeah. I can't believe he shows up every day.
I can. Steve's a workhorse.
It's a surprise.
Yeah, he's the Mr. Ed of our show.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, why not?
Of course.
I had no idea that he was the Mr. Ed of our show.
I am Mr. Ed.
I like how you still have that.
I like how you still actually quote it. I mean, Mr. Ed.
I was trying to think of another talking horse, so...
Flipper. Let's talk about Flipper.
Okay.
I mean, really. Well, BoJack Horseman's a talking horse.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, Steve's the BoJack Horseman of this show.
There we go.
There we go. We updated it. Steve, are you ready?
Release the Kraken.
What year in the late 2000s did Google first release the Chrome web browser?
2009.
No.
2008.
Yes. Who played the title character in the mid-90s movie Jerry Maguire?
You complete me. Tom Cruise.
Yes. Wow. What is the name of cartoon character Charlie Brown's dog?
Snoopy.
Yes. Hank Aaron was famous for playing what sport?
Baseball.
Yes. There are 168 of what unit of time in 1 week?
Hours.
Yes.
Nice.
The 50s sitcom I Love Lucy aired on what network?
Spice.
No.
CBS?
Yes.
All right.
Which ocean is Fiji located in?
Atlantic.
No.
Pacific.
Yes. For the TV show, what does the N stand for in NCIS?
Navy.
No.
Neanderthal.
No.
Knockers.
No. It starts with a K.
Wow.
The nickname for the first Tacoma Narrows Bridge was Galloping what?
Gertie.
Yes. Avril Lavigne had the 2004 hit song titled My Happy What?
Place.
No. And
Spot?
No.
Oh.
And Steve, you and Rachel tied.
Oh, yeah.
8.
Kiss your sister or kiss your kraken.
Kiss your Kraken?
It's not
Nice job,
Navy.
Rachel.
It's super close to that. And
Naval.
Naval. Both
it.
you and Rachel both guessed that, so it really wouldn't have mattered anyway. It was a push
Good
on
job,
that.
Rachel. Thanks for playing, Rachel. We love you.
Thanks, guys.
There she goes.
Take care.
Oh, she tied and Steve gets denied.
Yep, no songs for anyone.
Nope.
And I'll be perfectly honest, I kind of figured that Steve would have guessed this last one because he got to the question, but Rachel did not. BJ, you know the answer to the Avril Lavigne song titled My Happy What?
Oh, my. Actually, it's if you were getting naughty, that's exactly what you think.
Yep.
Steve, you got it?
My happy. I
If
said
you were-
my happy spot.
No.
No, close.
Think
What else?
naughty, Steve.
Hole.
No.
Wow.
Think massage, Steve.
My happy back.
No.
What?
Yeah, I
Really?
mean,
What do you get in a naughty massage?
Ending.
There you go. Wow. Longer than I really expected.
Boy,
from-
talk about a brain drain. I know he knows that phrase.
I completely put it. I was like, there's no chance it would be named that.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
called
is
My
that
Happy Ending.
Yeah. Probably like fairy tale ending, I would assume, at that point in
Exactly.
time.
Yeah.
That's what the song's about. It's tragic as Avril does not get her happy ending.
I like how you said you didn't think it would be named that, but you said happy hole.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Avril, of course.
It's my happy hole.
Yeah.
You gotta dig a hole in the
cave,
backyard
yeah.
or a cave.
No,
or
I got you.
A hole in the wall, like a place that.
Oh, sure. A happy hole. Yeah. That's where the hobbits go.
Keeps her trinkets in there.
Yeah.
For skater boys, I get it.
Yeah, right. It's the tools for skateboards.
Yeah, of course.
Well, while you suss that out, congratulations on your tie.
Nice going. Also, nice Hank Aaron question. Of course, I watched the Braves game yesterday, and they got 44 mowed into the grass, in celebration of Hank Aaron's life because he died earlier this year.
Oh, yes, it was like some kind of a tribute to him.
I think they're
Or
doing
is
it all
it doing all
season
season?
long.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
that's my
That's
belief. Yeah, so that was kind of cool. Yeah, one of the greatest players ever to see the sport, Hammer and Hank.
I feel like the Atlanta Braves, at least when I was growing up, that was like everybody's second favorite team because of TBS.
Yeah, TBS, no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
And they were bad for so long.
Yeah.
And then they were good for a bit.
Yeah, I don't remember them being all that great. I mean, but I remember being obsessed with Dale Murphy. I think he was number 3. And he was such an awesome player. And I don't think they were all that awesome when he was playing. I could be wrong.
I think you're right. Chipper Jones. It was the Chipper Jones era that I think that they got better.
Yeah, that was like after him, right?
It was like
Yeah,
with Dave Justice and stuff too, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to remember if Justice and Jones played on the same team or not. Rev, my brain is not so connected with the Braves. But yeah, but you're right. But they were bad they're bad again, actually. But they were bad.
Nice. Yeah, it's nostalgic. It reminds me of my childhood.
Yeah. So.
Oh, dude, we watched them all the time, and I had like Braves hats. Like I was like, that was like the number 2 team for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, well, again, like you said, because of TBS, and a lot of, once some teams went to cable networks, and that was the only way you could watch them regularly, a lot of people didn't want to pay for that. You had TBS for free.
Right. So you were able to watch baseball, and you had no choice but to like the Atlanta Braves, or hope that your team would play them at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Which, by the way, it's happened, and I'm very happy my team's been playing the Braves lately. Oh, yeah. Well, we got a couple of months ago, 2 women in Houston discovered that they were dating the same guy.
Uh-oh.
Man, it's amazing how this can happen. They've both been with him for almost a year, and they eventually found out about each other, so they hatched this really, really epic plan to confront him and get their revenge. One woman, her name is Sophie, she called the other one, that's Kristen, and told her that she just found out about her. And this was just a few days before Kristen was going to be flying to Turkey to vacation with the dude. So, yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I don't know much about Turkey, but I think they got beaches. So, I mean, I think there's some, I think it's kind of like a cool vacation spot.
They have some water around them, yes.
Yeah, so,
I mean, I pass up on a free trip to Turkey.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, I'm not going to Turkey anytime soon, but I suppose, the people that know that there's some pretty exotic locations there. And so maybe this is where you're going to go take your girl to impress her.
Water looks pretty awesome there.
Yeah, see that? Oh, yeah.
Babe, we're going to Turkey.
Yeah, that does look pretty cool. So what they decided to do was, let's not cancel this trip. Sophie then booked her own trip to Turkey, and then her and Kristen decided they're going to land there with the dude and then confront him in Turkey right at the airport.
Wow. Whoa. What an awkward flight. I mean, he doesn't know at the time, but like in the back of her mind, she knows that she's going to just like confront him and dime him out for being the Mr. Non-Monogamous.
Yeah, exactly.
Mr. Non-Monogamous.
Hi, everybody. Kristen then changed the guy's name and all the reservations to Sophie's so that those two, the two women could vacation together. And then the guy had to figure out everything on his own. Like he realized he had no reservations. And so after he was told, then he was in Turkey with nowhere to go, nothing to do. Meanwhile, Sophie and Kristen toured Turkey. They took photos together and then they flew back. When they flew back to the United States, apparently the dude did stay in Turkey the whole time because they were on the same flight as him.
Yeah. I mean, would you go back home right after that? You just flew to Turkey. That seems like it's probably a process to get there. I mean, I'd be like, well, screw it. I'm here. I might as well just make the most of it.
I don't think what they realize is that this guy, kind of a player probably anyway, probably would have no problem figuring it out because he was balancing two women at the same time. I'm not a player. I never could do anything like that.
Right.
So, I don't think you get revenge on a guy like that. He's probably like, well, it was good while it lasted. Let's see what else I can find in Turkey. Apparently, they sat right behind him on the plane, too, as they were flying back.
I hope they kicked his seat.
That's what I was about to think about.
just kick it the entire time. Or find a kid to kick it.
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
Pay off a kid to do it?
Pay off the kid with candy and then cash. Yeah.
I'm sorry. If I were him and I showed up and they were there, I'd be like, I'm taking the next flight. Sorry, guys.
You would turn around and go right home.
No. Meaning, like, I would have taken the vacation and stayed the whole however long they were there. Mm-hmm. And then if I got back to the airport to fly back home and I showed up and they're there to be on the same flight back, I'd be like, right. I'm going to take the next flight, guys.
Yeah. Just volunteer to give up your seat for someone else and say, hey, guys, maybe you could give me another flight anywhere.
Exactly.
Well, it's going to get awkward. They're probably going to drink.
Or go up to somebody and be like, can we switch seats?
Or that.
Would you switch seats with him if he came up to you? Like, let's just say you're not flying with someone, so it doesn't matter what seat you're sitting in. This guy's like, look, I kind of messed up. These two girls, they busted me. I was hooking up with both of them, and now they're sitting behind me on this plane. Can we switch seats? I'd be like, yeah, sure. Buy me a sandwich or something like that.
Yeah, I try to get something out of it.
I definitely want a free sandwich.
It is interesting. I'm looking at a picture of these two women, and I mean, but at least from their face, their faces and skin tone and hair color, they look very similar. At least, I mean, it's hard to take. I can't tell from the picture. Oh, that's a better picture. Yeah, no, they look different now that I see that picture.
They look like two different women.
Yeah. Oh, but here's crazy, the question. Right? What's that?
I said, it's crazy. They look like two different women.
Well, I know. I'm not saying they're the same woman, but sometimes people have a type.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm wondering, do you think they decided to really make the most of the weekend completely?
Ooh. I
mean,
like they hooked up with each other?
Scissor sisters?
They were probably going for romance, right? You're on the beach, you got all the drinks, you're having fun, all the exotic location. Do you decide, you know what? I was going to have romance. Why don't I continue to have romance? Because that was the plan for one of them.
If they did, they should be texting him the entire time.
Yeah, you could have been.
Accidentally FaceTime him.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
Somebody brought up a good point. I was even thinking this too. What if he showed up? It would have been epic if he had a new girl with him on the flight back.
Yeah. Should have. That's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. Be like our buddy Ace and hire somebody. All right, that didn't happen.
Wow.
We're just kidding. But you know what? I would hire somebody at that point, even just to
fly back from Turkey with you.
Yes. I'll hire someone and I'll give them another round trip back, but just so that the women see, Danny, that's how you want to show up on the same flight with them is you have another chick
Fair enough. Or two more.
Two more.
Just be like, these ones are cool.
Wow.
Sorry.
Okay. And get first class seats and just be like, look at them like, been upgraded to first class.
God,
not only with my seats, but with these bitches.
Getting kind of expensive now.
Guys, dude, how much money do you think the Rev and I are made of? We can't hire women and get these first class seats. That's a lot of dough.
Yeah, that's what credit cards are for.
And what do you want from us?
I mean, seriously. I mean, you got
Let's
a lot
go
of
into
ideas.
massive credit card debt just to show
really.
up these chicks.
Exactly.
I'll show you. I will ruin my credit. What do you think was picked as the top snack that we have been obsessed with since we were kids? Ooh. Oh, that's got my mind thinking a lot of good things. I'll tell you, it's 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the smart Whirlpool top-load washer featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. New study says that more than half of Americans say they've inherited some of their bad snacking habits from their parents. Woo! I did it. I raised my kids the right way.
They love Pringles because of me.
That's right.
Pringles.
And we've got the top snacks that people have been obsessed with since we were kids.
Ooh, I'm trying to think for me.
It's not so much brand name stuff. As I'm going down this list, it's really no brand name at all.
Okay.
So it's just basically a kind of treat.
I think for me it would be pretzels.
There you go, number 4 on the list.
Yeah, my dad would always eat like a bag of. I'm more of a soft pretzel guy, but like we had all.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, thank you. But we had like the pretzel sticks, the hard pretzels, the sourdoughy like thicker hard pretzels, like any kind of pretzel. But my mom especially, she got me hooked on. This is before even Ben and Jerry's. I think we could have made money if we actually tried to do something with it. But like we would take pretzels, crumble them up, put them in our ice cream, and swirl the ice cream around until like the pretzels were like mixed into the ice cream.
Oh, look at you!
That was my treat.
You're a Cold Stone Creamery guy before it even happened.
Yeah, man, a trendsetter.
Yeah,
with pretzels.
All right, pretzels is number 4 on the list. How about you, Vicky? What do you got a treat that you? I don't know if you inherited it from your parents or just something you've been obsessed with.
It was my brother and I. We were obsessed with Pringles. Like he would always get the pizza flavored, and that was whenever we'd go to the grocery store, we were allowed one treat each. And so he would always get the pizza flavored Pringles, and I would always get just like the regular Pringles because I was boring.
You say Pringles funny.
I know you're saying
Pringles?
Pringles.
Pringles.
Wow.
With an A?
Pringles.
Some of that Southern Pringles.
I thought I was hearing things wrong.
Yeah.
So
Pringles.
thank you,
Pringles.
Steve.
Pringles sounds weird. I don't know. I never realized I was saying it weird.
Wait, so the way that everyone says it, you think sounds weird?
When I say it, Pringles.
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 Yeah.
You sound like my parents when they try and say Tatum's name. They go, Tatum.
Tatum.
Really?
Tatum.
Yeah, they're like, how's Tatum doing? I'm like, it's just Tatum. It's almost like one syllable. You just
Tatum?
Yeah, Tatum.
How's
Pringles.
Tatum? Yeah.
It's funny when you have a show full of people who don't pronounce things properly.
Right.
Mine's BJ, of course, but
Yes.
and we're all noticing you saying
Right.
Yeah, that is, there's a
This
lot
is
of
my
pots
first
talking
offense.
about the kettle here.
Oh, first, I'm not giving her a hard time. I'm glad Danny noticed it too.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I was just hearing wrong. I was
Actually,
like, it's Thursday. My ears are blocked up.
Let's be honest, Danny noticed it first. Thank you.
But yeah, that was my jam.
Pringles.
Oh, wait, Pringles. I see what you did there. Pringles was your jam, but actually it was your chip. And are we calling them a chip or are they still a crisp?
They're
I'm
crisp.
not sure what
Yeah,
to
they're
call
not
them.
actual chips.
Who's calling them a crisp?
That's what
People
it says
in England.
Everybody.
No, that's what it says on the packaging.
They can't. They're not actually chips. They're smushed together potato flakes. So you can't call them a chip.
I'll call them whatever the F I want to call them. They're chips, man.
They're not
They
chips.
they're really crisps. They are, unfortunately. Yeah, that's why they taste so great because they're really not a chip.
But what about, what about
Steve's
Pringles?
Would you like some Pringles chips, or would you like some Pringles crisps?
Do you guys ever like take the Pringle and like as a whole one and just try and set it entirely in your mouth so that like it works to the contour of your tongue?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm not the only one.
No, I usually just do the duck thing.
Oh, hell yeah, duck face.
Do the duck lips. Oh, I'm the weird one.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry.
Pringles.
I'm so basic, I just eat them.
What the hell's wrong with you?
I know. You're absolutely right. I don't know what's wrong with me. Well, we've got, you know what, we're going to find out with the rest of the Fine program, what they're obsessed with. And we're also going to find that out with you because, you know.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
Because our parents apparently gave us these bad snack obsessions, or it could be anything as a matter of fact. We want you to fill in this sentence. I was and still am obsessed with blank since I was a kid. And it doesn't have to be about food. It can be about anything. Of course, if you ask me, it's going to be about food. So what is something that you've always been a fan of since you were a kid? Doesn't have to be about food. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Your calls and texts after Lincoln Park on The Rock.
Pringles.
Pringles.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. A new study found out that half of Americans say they've inherited some of their bad snacking habits from their parents. And people have just been obsessed with a lot of stuff since they were kids. And that's what we want to find out from you. And it doesn't have to be about food, but it can be anything. We want you to fill in this sentence. I was and still am obsessed with blank since I was a kid. And Steve, I would love to know if my son, if I pass on any bad habits to him or whatever he's obsessed with, because you know I never really hear from him except on the show.
No, I bet. Yeah. Well, yeah, he's already popped into the studio, so he's ready to go.
I'm excited, but let's go to Tom in Auburn first. Tom, you are on The Rock.
Good morning.
Morning, Tom. Welcome to the show. What you got for us, buddy?
So I grew up and still am obsessed with sweet cereal.
Oh man. I'm sad that I have let that fall off. I can't tell you the last time I had a bowl of old school kid cereal. What was your favorite?
If I had to pick one, and there's a fun, and you being from the East Coast, you'll appreciate this. If I had to pick one, it would be the classic Captain Crunch, because it was the closest my dad could find to Crisp cereal.
Oh, Quisp. Yes, I was just thinking of that. Quisp was my favorite. You're right, and that was the closest. Oh, I miss Quisp.
Oh, see, I love there's the peanut butter Captain Crunch was my jam.
Oh, hell yes.
Oh,
you didn't even need milk for that bad boy.
No, you didn't.
Do you guys remember Quisp? I think we've had this conversation before, or was it just an East Coast thing?
I thought that was a toothbrush.
No, Quisp. Like, you know, like a wisp, like Will-o'-the-Wisp, but it's spelled Q-U, Quisp.
Just after this morning in Pringles, it just sounds like you're saying crisp wrong.
Quisp?
No,
Is it Mike Tyson trying to say crisp?
Would you like some Quisp?
Oh, I remember we did talk about this, because now I'm looking at the picture of the box, and it's the coolest picture of an animated character, but I don't remember Quisp.
Oh, it's a space alien, and they were little.
Like last time we did talk about this, Steve wanted a Quisp shirt.
I was just thinking that, and I still do.
Steve, if you find one, get a large for me too, because I'd wear that proudly. They were little flying saucers, sweet corn treats, I think they were, and shaped in because I was such a sci-fi kid, so Quisp was my cereal.
That's what I'm about to say. It's like, oh yeah, that's totally your wheelhouse.
Oh yeah, it is, and of course, you know, growing up a sci-fi fan in the 60s where everything was about Western, of course I was the weird kid. But I didn't care. Give me my Quisp. Nice. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. James in Lake Stevens, you are on The Rock.
Hey, good morning, you guys.
Good morning, James. Okay, what were you obsessed with and still are obsessed with when you're a kid?
When I was a kid, I was obsessed with Legos, and to this day, I still am. Currently, I have one of the biggest Lego sets, I think, which is the Millennium Falcon.
James, can you imagine? I mean, imagine going back to however young you were, 5 or 10 or whatever, and if somebody told you someday there would be giant stores that only sold Legos and they would have the most incredible Lego creations ever. I mean, it's a dream come true for any kid, because I can't think of any toy that I had in my life that went on to be its own store. I mean, it's pretty amazing what Legos have become.
Yeah, it is definitely crazy what they've become.
How much money do you think you spent on Legos? Because they're not cheap.
The past year, I think I probably spent at least $1,000.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, that's what I like. That's what I like, man. You know what? We Americans and our toys. See that? We really need more toys in the world. If there were more toys for people to be obsessed with, I think everyone would get along.
Oh man, Legos are great. I'm not like a Lego collector guy, but like whenever I see like the Lego, it's at some of those like theme parks when they have like the giant characters made out of Legos, and you just look at like this giant dragon, and it's all done out of Legos. I'm like, that's a whole level of patience and skill that I just don't have.
Yeah. Oh, I'm with you, bro.
Well, and it's more of like, I see those. I know that I'd never be able to do those, but then I go in the store and I'm like, oh, I'd really like to build like the Disney castle.
That's how they get you.
And then I see it, but then I'm like, I don't have patience for that. I'm going to spend about 5 minutes on it and be like, nope, F this.
Yeah. The thought ever crossed your mind because it does to me. It's just because I think a part of me does like to watch the world burn around me. Part of me is like, how much trouble would I get in if I break this? You know what I mean? Like if I just like knock it over. I don't know why, but there's like that self-destruction kind of thing, like where I'm like, how much trouble can I get into if I just like remove the arm?
See, Steve, that's the slight difference between you and drunk you. Because drunk you will absolutely go for it.
Drunk me just does it.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's so true. Whatever that filter is that stops you, drunk you says that filter is officially off.
Well, it's a good thing I don't drink at theme parks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
you don't?
Yeah.
No, I would get in so much trouble if I did.
Yeah, I know. If Steve's had a couple of beverages, I go, okay, I'm not going to go anywhere where there are breakables. I'm just not going to do it.
So you said inherited obsession, the Seahawks. I'm the youngest of 3, 2 females, 1 male, and we're all Hawk junkies from the Seahawk Princess.
That's kind of fun to have that because you probably picked that up from your parents or maybe siblings.
See, that's a big thing for me with Tatum, or Tatum, as my parents would say.
Tatum.
My parents, I did not grow up in a sports household. I was the one that got into sports, and then my mom kind of fell in line, like, because she's like, I don't hang out with my son. He loves the Devils. I'll watch it with him, or baseball. Like, my parents did not care about sports, and like, I'm just like, that's going to be a big part of like I hope my relationship with Tatum is like, watching the Seahawk games and obviously the Kraken. Like that's going to be awesome because she's already kind of like when I watch hockey playoffs, like she just stares at the screen and every once in a while just go, ooh. And I'm like, yes, I think I got her. Because I want her to grow up like day one Seahawk, day one, Kraken, Mariners as well. Maybe one day before she dies, they'll win a championship.
It may be that. You know what? It may be one of them. It may be her getting to see them win a championship.
She might be 80. I don't know.
Listen, I mean, there have been people that never lived to see their team win a championship, and they lived a ripe old age.
Well, BJ, you asked about your son.
Oh, here he is.
D's nuts.
Very excited.
He listens. He came in. Wanted to share it with you.
I definitely inherited my father's sweet tooth. It started with Oreos when we were young, where we would finish off a package in a day.
Yeah.
Followed into donuts, in which a dozen donuts wouldn't last more than 2 days.
Yep.
And then we hit key lime pie. And that has stuck ever since we started going to the movies, because we'd always go get key lime pie after, to the point where I decided during a rock-style cheat day that I would try to eat as much key lime pie as I could.
Yeah.
Best experience, followed by the worst experience of my life.
Too much.
There you go, son.
I had 3 slices and pretty much passed out on the couch.
Woo!
Awesome.
That's my boy.
Oh, it was totally worth it.
Nice.
I mean, I still remember that day.
Dude, we had Joe, we had somebody, I just got somebody who Facebook messaged me, said that Blue Water Bistro in Leshai has a great key lime pie.
Sounds like a plan. We got to go.
We got to go check them out.
That's a good spot. I've been there before a bunch. I used to get drunk there a lot.
What's your go-to meal, Steve?
Vodka tonic.
Oh, refreshing.
That's a great meal.
That's the best meal, man.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. I knew Steve wouldn't know any of the food there. Because he would have told me about the key lime pie a long time ago, but the vodka tonics, well, now.
I don't know if I've ever had a meal there. We used to have a friend that was a bartender there back in the day, and we go there all the time.
Didn't even get to the first page of the menu.
We didn't even get to the menu.
All right. Son, that's going to have to be, we'll have to plan a day, and we'll go to Blue Water, because that's where a good key lime pie is. Because, CPK is gone, even though CPK doesn't have the greatest key lime pie. But still, like Joey says, it was a tradition, and now it's gone. Then no more CPKs in Washington.
Sad day, man.
That was sad. It was a very sad day. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. We're looking for something you've been obsessed with since a kid. Joe, you are in Fife, and you're on The Rock.
Hola, bichola.
Hola, Joe, hola. Don't forget the men's room afternoons right here on The Rock. What you got for us, Joe?
So when I was a kid, I grew up
in the 80s, and my whole thing was, the RC cars, anything radio controlled. But back then, in the 80s, they had the wire connected to them, and then all the technology that, we have now with these drones and helicopters and RC cars are just phenomenal. I mean, it's unbelievable. I've got a car that goes, at least 75 miles an hour.
What?
And, oh, yeah.
Wow.
It's called a Traxxas Slash, and I've got a VXL, got a Castle ECU. And, you can gear them out. I mean, they actually drag race these cars. They can get up to, 150 miles an hour.
What? An RC car can go over 100 miles an hour.
Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah, you are absolutely right. That is highly advanced. I don't remember that at all. Our old producer, Brad, he was in, of all things, I mean, that guy who used to give me such a hard time for being such a geek. Next thing I know, he was a massive RC car guy. I had no idea. And he was into it too. I'll have to talk to him and see if he's got any of these 100-mile-an-hour jobs.
My brother and I'm not on the level of that where they would go that fast, but we were big into the remote control cars when we were growing up. And we'd go to the baseball field, in our parks, and you just race them in the circle. But I think it was called the Grasshopper. That was the one that we had. That was the big, that was the standard. There were better ones, but that was the one I'd seen. At some point, everyone had the Grasshopper, and you were just race that.
Oh, yeah. Did you know how fast it went? I mean, I didn't think
Not
they would go
75
faster.
miles per hour.
I know. I think you were lucky if you could get it go faster than a bicycle sometimes. I don't know, man. I didn't know that they had them go this fast.
We would just race them in a circle, though. We never really did to see how fast they could go.
I guess you're right. Maybe they were going real fast all that time, but it was hard to tell in a circle.
And then there was the Hornet. I think the Hornet one was that one was pretty badass.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't remember how fast those things would go, but they were pretty awesome.
206-421-ROCK, text us at 77999. And
your daughter's in the room, BJ.
Oh, really? Okay, well, all right. I guess we're a little afraid to. Her and Vicky, I were really afraid to talk to, actually. About
No, mine's good. I don't think I got it from you or Mom, though. I think it's just my own thing. But as a kid, I was obsessed.
As a kid, I was obsessed with box wine, yes.
Yeah. She would have got that from her mother.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would not be surprised if my mom slipped me a drink or two from some box wine. But no, I was obsessed and still love SpaghettiOs. I love them.
I love Chef Boyardee, but I don't know if Mom ever gave those to you.
I don't know if she did either.
But I love them growing up, so I can understand why you love them, because I love, and also the spaghetti and meatballs they would have in a can.
I never had that though, obviously.
But I mean, Chef Boyardee rocks.
I could just open the can and just eat it cold. Or my favorite, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but you put it between two pieces of Wonder Bread. Oh, you make a SpaghettiOs sandwich. It's so good.
That seems like the messiest waste of time.
Oh, no, you got to try it.
Is the Wonder Bread toasted, or is it just? Oh,
Nope.
I guess I would hold in the SpaghettiOs better.
Yeah, and it's not crunchy. No,
okay,
no.
I think you might have got this from your grandfather, because he was all about the Wonder Bread.
Oh, yeah, he used to give me chocolate frosting sandwiches.
Oh, wow. That sounds good. That sounds incredible. I mean, let's do this. Eat the living hell out of that. I'll eat a SpaghettiOs sandwich.
Oh, he was.
I'll make you one sometime.
Please.
Yeah.
It's got to be on Wonder Bread, though. That stuff lasts forever.
The last time you made us something was on Wonder Bread as well as the Fluffernutters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
And it was the best thing you've ever had.
And
I still think about them.
Yeah, and you really, you can't have a Fluffernutter unless it is with Wonder Bread. It has to be, because that really makes the sandwich. And not some other, not store brands white bread. It's got to be Wonder. And that's a true Fluffernutter.
Well, I mean, because I've heard people have spaghetti sandwiches where they take spaghetti and when it's still cold, I think.
Yeah.
It's that way it's still kind of clumped together.
Makes sense.
Or spaghetti tacos.
I've never had a spaghetti taco.
Yeah, you just buy the little Old El Paso crunchy ones. You just put spaghetti
it makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's another form of a sandwich when you think about it.
We did spaghetti pie, too.
Oh, yeah.
Spaghetti pie.
That was pretty badass.
Why don't you people just eat spaghetti? You have to find something to do with it after the day after, Rev.
No, you stick it in the microwave and you eat it.
The day after always tastes better.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Spaghetti pie is pretty awesome, Rev.
Yeah.
Need to try it.
I'll have to try it. Someone will have to make it for me, because I will just eat spaghetti.
We got a guy that got a bunch of celebrities to wish his kid a happy graduation. And I have to say, how he pulled this off is pretty awesome. You'll hear what he did at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another listener question. How do I rebuild my credit after filing bankruptcy?
You rebuild it, one creditor at a time by making your payments on time on your rent or your mortgage, by continuing to make car payments on a car that you keep during your case. You can also, as I said, you can almost always get a credit card almost immediately after filing bankruptcy. Sometimes it's a secured card, and it'll almost always have a really high interest rate on it. But you could get a small balance credit card and charge a tank of gas or a dinner once a month on that and make the payment, pay it off every month, and that'll help you build a credit history one creditor at a time, and will help you rebuild your credit over time.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at WeConsiderWA.org.